Aloha and welcome to the Women Unleashed Online Retreat. My name is Amber Quile Malani Benici and I am going to be your host for our retreat experience. Welcome! I decided to start our retreat off in a really beautiful spot here and just welcome you. And this session right here is really just for you to kind of get to know about the retreat, set your intention, figure out, best way for you to take it, and so you know what to expect, what's coming up. It's not a very long session, but just want to get you settled and comfortable and ready to begin tomorrow. So, one thing that I always like to do before we begin anything is to get present and get grounded. And so I do that by taking a few breaths, yeah? I find that being present is the way that you're really able to tune into your spirit. Not just your spirit, but to listen to spirit, to listen to messages, to hear things that you're meant to hear in the moment. And if you're multitasking, you're doing many different things at the same time, if your energy's still, in some other direction, you're not able to be present. And so every single session, we're going to start off by doing this. So with me, make yourself comfortable. Make sure you've got your Women Unleashed retreat journal, if you'd like to have that today. If you haven't watched that session, you can go ahead and go to the schedule page and take a look at that. So close your eyes with me and taking a deep inhale in and out. Now, anything that's come up from before this session, anything that's on your mind, that you're thinking about, that's keeping you from being present right here, right now, go ahead, inhale in with me and exhale and release. Now noticing anything to come, any worries or expectation, things that are on your mind during this session or even afterwards. Let's inhale in. Together exhale and let that go. And our third and final breath, inhaling, smelling this moment, this time together. And release. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, ready to receive what you're meant to receive today. So if you don't know me, my name's Amber Quile Malani Benici. Like I said, I'm the host for the retreat, but I am a creative and I help women birth their creative work, get their work out into their world, share their gifts, share their teachings with others. That's my true passion, and I've led many retreats all over the world as well as here online. So you get to experience an at-home retreat, and you get to learn from the most amazing guides teaching you all sorts of different sessions that you wouldn't be able to if you went on retreat. You wouldn't be able to get this collection of amazing women in one location. So it's a true gift having this online experience. Now, Women Unleashed. If you haven't taken Women Unleashed before, welcome. So happy you're here. And part of when I think about Woman Unleashed, there are a couple different things I think about. One is actually Woman Unleashed. What is a woman unleashed? Now for me, that comes to unleashing like your greatest potential, unleashing who you are on this planet, unleashing any expectations or shoulds or things that you have in your mind of what you should be doing, right? So a woman unleashed is really someone who's just really living her truth. And what we do during the retreat is unleash different parts of you so that you can really live into that truth and seek that out and find that out for yourself. So thinking about what do you know, just kind of off the top of your head, what right now is leashing you, or what right now is holding you back or dimming you down or making you not step forward. These are now, stories, things in your mind that you have that you think that you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. All those things in some way can dim you from your truth. And so part of this retreat is to help you do that. Now, Women Unleashed retreats, we do them twice a year. We always do them during the solstice times, winter and summer solstice. And this year in the Northern Hemisphere, it is the summer solstice. And we take the retreat, and each session has a different intention. This one is to awaken your feminine power, to activate your creativity, and to take action towards what you deeply love. So this isn't just about aligning and like getting to know things about yourself, it's actually to take action, right? How many times have you learned something, you haven't actually done anything about it? You're like, read that, you're like, oh, that's so good, and then life happens and you kind of forget. You're like back into the flow of things. So this retreat, we really have a lot of things to help support you in taking action towards what you love. Now, retreats, what I love about retreats, about teaching retreats and doing retreats, is that you have like this intense experience, right? There's lots of different ways we learn. You can learn by like doing little bits over a long period of time, and you can also learn just by doing an intensive, right? When I used to study languages and cultures in college, and one of the things that I really loved is when we would do like part of the best way to learn would be just to immerse yourself in the culture, immerse yourself. And so that's what we're doing, is we're immersing you in a retreat. We're immersing you in plenty of people that are going to tell you that your self-care is important. People are going to tell you it's important to tune into your spirit, that your creativity is important, that what you are doing is needed. Yeah, and so it's important to hear those messages over and over again. And so we're immersing ourselves in those messages instead of the messages that you may have been hearing, which might sound a little bit different. Yeah. Now, a couple of things as far as what to expect. Okay, starting tomorrow, you're gonna, or whenever you're starting the retreat, you're gonna get a daily email, and the email is gonna have the retreat sessions of the day. Now, there are about 2 retreat sessions per day, and you can watch them both. You can watch one. It's up to you how you want to watch it. Now, you're gonna notice at the bottom of every single retreat session is a link that says, have you missed any sessions? Click here to access the schedule page. Now the schedule page is where you're gonna be able to see all the sessions that have been open, so that let's say that you watch a session and you don't have a time and you wanna go back to it, you can go back and watch it again. Or if like you only wanna do one, you wanna go back and watch an earlier one, you can. One thing that you're gonna find different about this retreat is we want you to chill out. We don't want you to like stress out. So we don't have the whole 48-hour, you can only watch it for 48 hours and then doors closed kind of thing. We don't do that here. We keep the retreat open all the way through July 15th. So you can watch all retreat sessions through the 15th. Okay, so you can take the weight off your shoulders about like having to stress to like watch the sessions. Okay, we're here, this retreat's meant to help you chill out, to relax. Yeah. The other thing that we have is the Facebook group. Now I know not all y'all Facebook people, so this is optional, but the Facebook group is welcome to Women Unleashed people taking the retreat as part of my community, the Facebook group, and we're gonna have all the retreat session guides there to answer questions. So if stuff comes up, you have questions, you want to hang out in there, we're gonna do that. You're also gonna find at the end of every single session, we're gonna invite you to either share the Facebook group in some way, either an image or some action step that we're talking about from the retreat. Okay. Also, if, like I mentioned earlier, have your journal. If you haven't had a chance to make your Women Unleashed journal yet, you can go back to the schedule page, which is in the link down here, and you can see how to create your own Women Unleashed journal. And the reason we use a journal is I think of it as a container for the learnings, as like a space for you to put down your ideas, things that you want to do. Like you're going to notice when the women are talking, when session guides are leading, that stuff's going to come up in you, and that it might activate something, awaken something in you, and you want to record that. You want that to come down. So you'll see, I've already pre-recorded sessions. You'll see that I have this one, and I have all different notes from all the different session guides in here, right? Now, you can take notes any way you want, but I'm gonna encourage you to be a little bit creative, sister. So I'm gonna show you some things and ways that I'm taking notes. You're gonna notice I'm using images, I'm using all different types of fonts, I'm using coloring around. Woohoo! So I'm just going to encourage you to let your notes, to let your things come across your way. What's cool about taking notes this way, if you haven't taken sessions from me before, is that you're activating both your right brain and your left brain. That you're going to have more stuff stick. If you think about it, most of the time we're only using one half of our brain when you're actually handwriting, just notes. But when you're using both writing and color, that your image, you're using both sides of the brain. So think about it like you get extra power, yeah? You're gonna be able to remember things more easily. And later when you go through your notes, it's gonna be easy to remember what the highlights were, what those things that really stood out to you were, as opposed to trying to go back and read through your notes. So even if it's just coloring while people are talking, or if it's doodling, you get to choose what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you for each of the sessions to have your journal with you and whatever coloring goodies you have handy. Now you're going to find at the bottom of all the sessions we have a materials list. Now those are optional. Like you can do every single session with your journal and crayons or pencil or pens, whatever you got. Okay, so even if it's a painting session or other stuff, play with what you got. Okay, don't let that be an excuse for you not to do it. So next thing I want to just touch on briefly is your intention. Part of what makes this retreat, or any retreat, really powerful is you don't just go and you take a retreat, but you set an intention for it. You have almost like an anchor point, a set point for what you want to learn, what you want to create. And so I invite you not to just take this and let the retreat kind of blow you wherever, you know, wherever the winds take you, but to like think about like, why are you signing up for the retreat? What within you is calling you? What is within you saying, I need you to pay attention to this? Or this is an area that I want to look at, right? It could be relationship, it could be your creativity, it could be maybe there's something like within the name, when Unleashed called you, you felt like, oh, what is that? I would love to unleash myself. Maybe I want to unleash myself from the thoughts of that I'm a bad mom, or, you know, I don't even know, right? You have the reason that you're here, sister. And so I want you to think, what is your intention? So I'm going to invite you to, if you haven't already yet, write that in your book. What is your intention? What do you want to get from this retreat? At the end of the whole retreat, how do you want to leave feeling? What do you want to have shifted? What is the topic or the area that you want to shift? Now, after having run this retreat for, this is my 6th season, I see some things that can sometimes take women out from the retreat. And I really want to address those with you right now so that you can prepare yourself, so that you're ready, so that you can get the most juice as you can out of the retreat. First thing is, there is no such thing as being behind. Every single year I hear women tell me, Amber, I'm behind. I haven't watched this session. You know, I just started the retreat and, you know, I've already, you know, other people have already watched it. There is no behind. There is no behind. There is no behind, right? I've already mentioned that you have, you're able to access all the sessions through July 15th, but I want you just to think about this. Like, there's this idea sometimes that you have to do all or nothing. That in order to get to really get this retreat and do the retreat, you have to take all the retreat sessions. And that's total baloney. That's not true at all. What if you were meant, and what if you were only able to do 1 session or 2 sessions, but those 2 sessions totally changed your life? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it for those ideas to shift something in you? So I want you to take away the whole idea of I need to do every single session, I need to do everything. Let that girl that used to be in school that got all the straight A's, that was the one that like got it all right, let's just let her, you know, not hang out during the retreat, and really just, I want you, when the retreat sessions open, to instead of being in the space of like, I need to look at everything and do everything, be in the space of tuning into your spirit and saying to yourself, what do I need? What is the medicine that I need today? And if there's a session that doesn't resonate, don't do it, okay? The other thing that I see that sometimes happens is women get distracted. Life is happening, right? It's nice. What's nice about actually going to retreat is that you don't have your kids, you don't have to be making dinner, you don't have to be doing all those things that are happening. And this is a little bit different because it's an at-home retreat. So it's important to create the space to know that you are retreating, and for those that love you to know that you're retreating as well. So one thing that I do, and what we did last year, is we created a do not disturb sign for your door. So go ahead, you can create, draw a nice little do not disturb sign. I'm retreating. Let your kids know, let your partner know, schedule time in your calendar. Think of like, how can you structure the retreat so that you don't have things coming in. Naturally, some things do happen, but how can you prepare ahead of time so that you can retreat as much as possible? Yeah, that includes turning off your ringer on your cell phone. I know that this occurs online and that you have access, you're going to be on the internet, and so that you're going to have also Facebook support. So there could be stuff that pops up. So like, what do you need to do? I close down other apps. I make sure my mail is closed. I have my phone ringer turned off. So those are the things that I do to make sure that I'm present for the retreat. The other thing I see for people is this space of, you know, jumping in the Facebook group and then just seeing like all the people and feeling like you have to respond to everyone. You don't have to respond to everyone. Sister, there's like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of women taking this retreat. It's not actually possible to do that. And you know, when I did the first retreat, like I was able to keep up with people, you know, and just like have little notes. And you'll notice that like I'll be in there and I'll be, you know, commenting on things and saying hi, stuff like that, but I'm not able to post and comment on everything. And so you don't need to either. You can just let that go. Now, talking about the retreat, one thing that we're doing different this time is that daily I'm going to be doing a live stream in the Facebook group. We'll be talking about the sessions that came up for that day. And you can go ahead and jump in, ask questions. That can be where you post any questions for your guides. And yeah, we're just going to talk about like what happened with the session, what action you're taking from that space, and just to check in and see how you're doing. So daily we're having that check-in in the Facebook group. Keep an eye on your email for times that we'll be doing that. What I want to leave you with is that this retreat is for you. So whatever you need to do to make it your own, whether it's watching one session, whether it's watching all of them, whether it's fully diving in, or whether it's, you know, just taking moments, whether it's commenting with others, whether it's connecting to the retreat guides afterwards, what do you need to do to really answer that intention, right? And so anytime when you're feeling overwhelmed or that you're not sure what to do with the retreat, I want you to come back to your intention. Your intention is going to be your guiding force. And so if you have a question on what you should do, come back and ask yourself, how does this support my intention? Or does this support my intention for the retreat? And see what answers you get. Because sister, I really truly believe that you know better than anyone else the wisdom within you, and you can access that wisdom. And so part of the retreat is to help you this time align during the solstice time with what's most important to you, and then take action towards what you deeply love. I'll be seeing you in the group and sending you much aloha, and here we go.